plus 20 log. That is for error calculations. So same thing you can, this is your actual calculations. If you are taking this expression with the 1 by 2 to this side, it will become minus 10 log this expression plus this. This is actual expressions. Okay, this is your actual expressions. When you are taking an approximation, you are getting minus 20 log 1 as your, that is also equal to minus 10 log 1 also. So that you have to, here it is minus, so that is the opposite polarity you add it to get the error expressions. And here you are getting minus 40 log W by W and dB. So this is your approximate value. In order to calculate error from the actual expressions, this should be subtracted. Subtracted means adding. So you are getting the error expressions. Similarly here it is minus. In order to get error, this is approximate expression. This should be subtracted. That is why you are adding it. The same thing happening here also. Here also how you are getting these expressions. This is our actual expressions. This is minus 10 log 1 is the approximate expression for low frequencies. Then what you do, you have to subtract this to get the error. So minus of minus, it will become plus. Similarly here also, this is your minus 20 log omega t will be the approximate expression at high frequencies. Okay, error minus yeah. Now, in order to calculate the error from the actual expression, you have to subtract this, then you are getting the error. Subtracting means minus of minus, that will become plus. So this idea that I didn't tell before, this idea you should keep it in your mind. Now, in order to phase angle, the phase angle of the quadratic factor 1 divided by 1 plus 2 xi omega by omega n minus omega by omega n square is given as by pi is the tan inverse of 2 psi omega by omega n divided by 1 minus omega by omega n all square, and the phase angle is a function of xi and omega. These phase angle plots for various values of xi are given in 7.525. For all those poles at omega is equal to 0, the phase angle equal to 0 degree. At the corner frequency, the phase angle is pi is equal to minus 90 degree, and at omega is equal to infinity, pi is equal to 180 degree. The curve become sharper in going from the low frequency range to the high frequency range as xi decreases until for xi is equal to 0. The curve jumps discontinuously from 0 degree down to 180 degree at omega is equal to omega n. So you can see that how at low frequencies the angle is 0, at a corner frequency it is minus degree, at infinity it is 180 degree, and how you can see that for less there is a jump, you can see that, and at 1 you are getting almost a decreasing curve. Okay, so that is explained here. The curve becomes sharper in going from the low frequency range to the high frequency range as xi decreases. Xi decreases, curve become sharper as going from low xi decreases until for xi is equal to 0. Xi is equal to 0. So you can see that this is 1 and it is become sharper. Until for the curve jumps discontinuously from 0 degree down to 180 degree at omega is equal to omega n. At omega is equal to omega n, at corner frequency, there is a jump. So here from here to there is a jump. Okay, from this also there is a jump. At omega is equal to, this is from 0 degree down to 180 degree. At omega is equal to omega n. So this is this. If you are taking this xi is equal to 0.05, it is approximately near to 0. From there is a jump to almost to zero, jump to minus 180 degree. So you can see in the phase float. Now this is the case for complex conjugate poles. What happened if you are considering complex conjugate zeros? Instead of denominator term, it will come to the numerator. So then how the plot? It starts from 0 to corner frequency and plus 40 dB per decade above. Okay, plus 40 above, and you can see that for xi also, for xi 05, this sharpness will come down. This also, this will be ulta. For 1, you will have a exact curve like this. Okay, and yes, angle also 0 to plus 180 degree. Here the corner frequency it is plus 90 degree, and at high frequency it is plus 180 degree. Yes, so this that is they explain. So that's about the you should study this properly. Open your textbook and study. Today I'm stopping till here. So all the basic factors you should study and understand before coming to the next class, next week class, because these factors are assembling. For example, in a transfer function, if there are 2 or 3 of these basic factors, then you have to consider and you have to assemble it, and that is assembled in a main plot. This is all small pieces. These all are the pieces in a transfer function. Maybe a combination of this. So you have to assemble it. These pieces should be joined together to form the main. Okay. So please go through this thoroughly. Then we will systematically go through the other theory parts with some example. Then we will understand this properly. And I think that within 1 or 2 next week end, I feel that I can finish this module. This module is also very important. And here we studied, this is Bode plot. Before that, Routh stability criterion we studied in the previous unit. After that, in this unit, we studied about root locus. Then we studied about frequency response analysis of a second order. So it is a big unit, but by next week, I think that I can finish this. Okay. So after completing this, whenever you are getting time, please students, go through it, try to understand. It's not very tough. So error calculation, how you got the error expressions, approximate expressions subtracted from the original expression, you will get the error. Minus of from the original expression, you have to subtract the approximate expression, you will get the error. So that I explained the last. So you go back to the previous section wherever it is applicable, understand that concept, and you know that if pole and zero, whatever the poles representation, it is a reciprocal will be, you can see in the zeros case. So it is easy to understand. Thorough this and come to the next class. Okay.